Peace and blessings, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. As promised, this video will pick up with the universal vibrations we shall all experience from July through December of 2019. And I will also provide brief personal forecasts for anyone who provides me with their month and day of birth. All information will be based on the ancient Egyptian science known today as numerology. Source books I will be using to provide the information will be It All Adds Up, the Numerology Kit, and Numerology in the Divine Triangle. Hello, Angie and Frank. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be picking up with July through December to finish up our forecast that we started last week. All information will be provided based on the science of numerology. Numerology is founded on the belief that everything was created by the word of God. That's right. God literally spoke the world into being. Each of us are living word, or the word in the flesh, if you will. Words are vibrations. Right now, I'm vibrating the air. When we speak, we vibrate the air. When we write, we use letters and numbers as symbols for those vibrations. And that's where numerology comes in. Numerology is a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. It provides us with accurate information about the quality of spirit each vibration has, or if you will, each letter and each number symbolizes. Okay, what I like about numerology is you start with the answers. I want to say thank you, Ishaka L, for joining in. With numerology, we start with the answers. Each of us are literally living word. As you see by the conversion grid, every letter can be symbolized by a number. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. It's based on the alphabet. After we get past the letter I, the 9th letter, we go to double digits. The letter J is the 10th. But we give it a value of 1 because as the 10th letter, we add 1 plus 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. M is the 13th letter. 1 plus 3 is 4. In the case of Z, the 26th letter, 2 plus 6 is 8. So that's how you convert letters into numbers. Underneath of that, you see the general meaning of numbers. And this provides us with that link from the material world of letters and numbers into the spiritual world, because each number is a symbol for a spiritual quality. The number 1 is leadership. 2 ones, 11. The master of revelation, the master teacher. Jesus was a number 11. 2, cooperation and peace. Double 2s, master builder. 3, youth, abundance, expression. We're in a number 3 year, 2019. So you can come back and refer to this chart, check it out, rewind the video, and you can see each number is a symbol for spiritual quality. Okay, every number that's not on here, like the number, you see I go to 10 and 11, you say, well, what about the number 12? Well, 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. So 12 would be expression, youth, and abundance. So everything will either reduce when you add it, even if it's 345. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 5 is 12, and 1 plus 2 is 3. It's the number 3. Okay, that's called reducing. Right? So this is the tools that numerologists use. Good evening, bro. These are the tools that we use. So this is what I'm going to be utilizing to share with you information about the year ahead. Numerology is a bridge. If you want to go to the moon, you study philosophy. Hi, Derek. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to go to the moon, you study rocket science. You study geometry. If you want to build a house, you'll study the building trade. You'll want to learn about stress, which materials will work better under situations. But if you want to tune within and get in touch with who you are spiritually, that's where numerology comes into play. Now, some may wonder, why should we care about this stuff? Why should we be interested in the spiritual quality of letters and numbers? Okay, why? Well, in Psalms chapter 119, verse 105, it reads, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet." So, from that we learn that the spiritual quality of letters and numbers can illuminate our God-intended path. Words are a light unto our feet if we know the number code. Okay, if you know the number code. Now, why should we be interested in knowing God's intended path? Well, that answer can be found in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, which is a proclamation from God to Jeremiah, but also it applies to all of us. And it reads, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you." Plans to prosper and not to harm. This is why it's so important. All the sages throughout the ages have taught, look within, seek within. Yes, we have the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, many texts that provide us with the light through the written word. But if you want to study the living word, who you are and what's going to be happening July through September of 2019, you want to tune into numerology. So to prosper and to stay out of harm's way, let us resume the forecast for 2019, starting with July. Now, if you will recall, I mentioned that all we do is add, in 2019, I'll put it down again, 2 plus 0 plus 19, and that gives us 21. 2 plus 0 plus 19 is 21, and of course, 2 plus 1 is 3. That's why it's a number 3 year. But we use the number 21 and add each month to it. So let's get started with the month of July. July will be 7 plus 21, which is the number 28. Okay, we're going to add 2 plus 8 to get 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So July will be a number 1 month. In fact, July may be the real emphasis of the whole year may become apparent. The number 1 stands for new beginning. So it's time to take a trip, to start a new job, or maybe 2. Under the 3 is abundant. So we may have more than one source of income this year. So July is a good time for initiating things. This is a time in the number 3 here, which is a symbol for expression and youth. This is a month we may have an unusual large number of births because 3 stands for children in July. It's also a time, if you're in school or if you're thinking about school, this is the month to start to write that thesis or that dissertation. You know, that's the thing that really holds a lot of people back, writing that paper. Well, the energy will be helping you. The spiritual energy is encouraging you and helping you. So if you start a thesis, or if you write a play, or anything creative that you initiate in the month of July, it's going to succeed. Okay? You just have to come up with the courage to get it going. So it's a great time to buy watercolors, paper, anything creative. Visit a museum, go to a concert. Do at least one thing that you've been hesitant to do. Be assertive, don't wait, make a list in July. Everything starts with a list, so this is a good time to write that list down. Now, the specific number 1 is the number 28, so the divine triangle provides us with an insight into that. The 28 is a symbol for contradictions, competition, surprise, and unusual events. So if you have a calendar, if you've purchased a calendar for this year, I want to say hi to Glass Merlick. Thanks for joining in. If you've purchased a calendar for this year, you can use a previous video to fill in the energy for June, January through June. But for July, you want to write in the number 28. The 28, it's a number 1 as previously defined, but it can be unusual and it can bring surprises and contradictions. Many people ask me, is this a biblical science? Is what you're sharing with me biblical? Well, to that I have to answer yes. In fact, numerology predates the Holy Scripture, and many of the stories in the Bible were designed to provide us information about numbers. The earliest written document that's been found was found on a tortoise shell, and it was about numbers. So numbers predated letters in our evolution and our development. With that said, information about the number 28 is found in the story of Joseph. You know, the guy with many coats, the coat of many colors. He stood out from the crowd. He was number one. His father loved him the most, and his brothers could not stand him. They threw him in a pit. They wanted to kill him, but instead they sold him into slavery. So that was a contradiction. That was competition between him and his brothers. So the number 28 is defined by the name Joseph. Okay, I want to bring this chart back up. J is the number 1. O, the 15th letter, 1 plus 5, is a number 6. S is also a number 1. E is a 5. P is a 7. And H is an 8. So if you add J, O, S, E, P, H, it adds up to the number 28. So that's not a coincidence. That story is about to tell you about the number 28. You may be a leader, but you're going to go through some traumatic difficulties. There's going to be haters in July. But always remember, all things work to the good for those who serve the Lord. Joseph kept his faith. He was true to God, no matter what happened to him. Whether his brothers were threw him in the pit, or whether he was wrongly accused by the king's wife, thrown into jail, he never stopped believing and having faith. Okay, so that's what we're going to have to do in July, because even though things look bad, all things work to the good. Ultimately, Joseph came out of that prison and was the number 2 guy in Egypt, handling all the affairs of Pharaoh. So this 28 can lead to leadership, but it can be a contradiction. We have to watch out for putting too much trust in others. But if you trust someone in July and they fall out from under you, even that will be a blessing. Okay? Be prepared for events that come up suddenly, that test our ability to judge fairly without becoming too emotional or too stern. Remember, all things work to the good to those who serve the Lord. Let's move on. From July, we go to August. This is going to be a procession. We're climbing Jacob's ladder. Every round gets higher and higher. So we're moving from 28 to the number 29, and 2 plus 9 is 11. The number 11 is known as being a number of revelation. Okay? Revelation, the number 11, master of revelation and the master teacher. Jesus was a number 11, and he revealed many, many things to us about the kingdom of God. When he said it was at hand, he said the kingdom of God is at hand. People start looking in the sky. Well, back in the days, if something was at hand, it means you can pick it up and reach it. So the kingdom of God is within us. This is what he was trying to tell us. And this is one tool. We have meditation. There's many, many tools. This is the one that I have, so I'm sharing this one with you. This is a time that we are in, a time of revelation, a time of truth being revealed. And I'm humbled to have the opportunity to share this information about numerology with you today. The number 29 is the number 11, and this is a symbol for light. The symbol for light, okay? Introducing letters today. Before it's been all numbers, but look at the word light. L-I-G-H-T. 3, 9, 7, 8, 2, add up to 29 all day long. 2 plus 9 is 11. Jesus proclaimed himself to be the light of the world. Why do you keep saying Jesus? Okay, let's check it out. J is a 1, E is a 5, S is a 1, U is a 3, okay? We got 2 S's, so Jesus is 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1, and that's 11 all day long. So what am I saying? August is going to be a very, very spiritual month, a month of revelations. How can I put this into context? All of us have been waiting on the findings of Robert Mueller. Everybody's waiting. You know, if you're Trump, you're biting your nails, waiting. What's going to happen? So, utilizing the science of numerology, knowing that 11 is a symbol for revelation, it's not that far-fetched a call to pretty much expect that's the month we're going to get the findings of the investigation that we've all been waiting for. A month of revelation, a month of spiritual revelations as well. Also a time you might want to keep a pen or a pad near your sleeping area, because we'll be tuned in to that space within. The still voice becomes a shout in August. In the number 3 month, this is the time to begin work on the details of anything that you initiated last month. Take the time to keep things going. Things are going to slow down in July. And from July, it's a number 1 month, it's speedy. So August, things will slow down. Spend time with your mate, your friends. 1 and 1 is 2. Partnerships are important. Listen and cooperate. The number 2 energy is about being receptive. Okay? The 11 is like a super... I guess you could call an 11, if you wanted to compare to something physical, it would be a radar, the dish. Super sensitive, picking up spiritual emanations. So this is a month for us to do just that. The 29 is a time of learning. It also is a time of receiving help. But the 29 is also an entrepreneur vibration. So if you are in a field of creativity, okay, I keep going back to the backdrop of the number 2. If you're in a creative field, this is a time where you can use your creative energy and get paid for it, okay? You can stop singing for free and get a video done or tape. I'm not in the field, so I don't know the lingo, but press forward. If you're a painter, go to the park, sell your paintings. Anything that you do, artistic, decorative, or creative, this is the time to get paid for that. Use good judgment and insight in evaluating offers that are presented to you, but don't overlook or ignore any offer that comes. Business ventures and commercial openings can offer a new approach to life. A partnership can be part of an agreement in August. Okay, now if you're listening to this, you say, I don't want to have my own business. That's fine. If you're in the artistic field, this is a time for anyone involved in the artistic field, they can launch their business. I'm saying that because a lot of times people who do have artistic gifts are talked out of using them because well-meaning people tell you you'll never make a living at it. Yeah, you can sing, but why risk it? Get a job at the post office. You get paid every day. Maybe unless Donald Trump is president, right? But that's another video entirely. But under the number 11, this influence, it's time to get paid for your creative opportunities. Take your talents into the world of form and test them. Test them in the world of form. See what your talents are worth. Put them to practical use. If this is done wisely, you can profit from such endeavors. Okay, so that's August. Let's move on now to September. The number 9 is a symbol for selfless giving. So whatever you add 9 to, it doesn't change it. So we're in a number 3 year. We're going to add 9 to 21. 9 plus 21 is 30. 3 plus 1 is 3. So 9 doesn't change it, just raises it up to a higher level. And talking about a high level doesn't get any better than the number 30. Okay, the number 30. We have expression, youth, and 0 is a symbol for God. So we will become aware of the source. We will become aware of our oneness as God makes its presence known in the month of September. The number 30 is also a symbol for work completed, celebration, romance, and a happy home. Projects that you've been working on can reach their fullest expression under the number 30. This is the month of September. If the work has been done well, rewards will come in now in abundance. Well, the whole year is a year of abundance. I talked about the story of Christ. the number 3 as it related to his story and how he said, I'm here that you have life and have it more abundantly. Well, this is the tip off. This is the month for abundant living. So if you've planted seeds, you can expect a harvest. All right. So you're getting this information far enough in advance to plant some seeds. There's a harvest coming this year. Get something going, get something initiated. This is a month where that work that you start, if you started something in July, okay, it can happen quickly. Any seeds you planted in July, work you started in July can start to reap benefits now. If you put those talents to a test, as I mentioned for August, and in September, the money starts to roll in. This is a time for feasting and celebrating, a time that has been long awaited. Our fondest hopes and dreams can now be fulfilled. I'm looking forward to that. The number 30 can bring energy focused on the home, domestic relationships, romance can blossom. Marriage under the number 30 can bring happiness and fulfillment and fertility. So if you're out there, you're talking to your mate, you're trying to decide, wow, when should we get married, dear? Or you're already married, you say, well, when should we start our family, honey? This is the month that vibrates favorably for any type of endeavor along those lines. This is also a time where our mind will be active, clever, capable of wide-angle vision. So all artistic activities are highly favored, okay? Anything creative is enhanced under the number 30. Also interest in philosophical or metaphysical or spiritual energy, or spiritual subjects, I say, this energy will enhance it. Mind-stimulating arts, meditation, communicating effectively, join the Toastmasters. This is a time to write. In fact, if you have 11 energy in your name on your birthday, you may find yourself having automatic writing experiences during this time. The number 30, September, great joy, harmony, and peace, love, romance, and the rewards of work well done. Okay, you want to store some of that abundance because as we move on into the number 4 month, which is October, the 4 always means we're going to feel boxed in. So money gets tight. So hopefully you saved some of that money. All right. MC Hammer was born on the 30th. Hopefully he saved some of that money during the plenty time when he had that hit song out there. All right, so this is how it's going to be. All of a sudden, the faucet is turned off. It's the number 4. The 4 is competition, obstacles, legal dealings. Okay, so now it's time to go back to work. We had fun in September, but the work piled up on our desk. And now it's time to catch up on that work. Don't expect to get away too much. This is not a month to plan a vacation or to plan travel. It's a month where we may be frustrated by restrictions because of the number 4. The 4 is about work and order. Okay? Once again, the answers are already here. The number 4 month is about work and orderliness. It's time to get things in order, time to go back to work. Now, the Pacific 4 we will experience is a number 31, which is competition, obstacles, legal dealings, and settlements. That's the number 31. A great deal can be accomplished under the number 4. Things come into material manifestation. God created the earth on the 4th day. So from that story, we learn ideas and concepts come into physical manifestation under the number 4. So if you've been pushing and striving and writing and hoping and wishing, now you start to see that that sprout pops up from the ground and that seed starts to grow. Okay. Be careful, however, difficulties and dissension with others and quarrels are possible under the number 31. I have clients that are number 31s and they're prize fighters. Okay, they like to beat people up. So the number 31 is the number of the fighter. What does that mean? Under this energy, we're going to see people coming forward, fighting for truth, fighting for justice, That's the number 4. America's birthday was July the 4th. The settlers here in America had finally had enough of the British rule. So that's the type of energy we can expect. Changes for the better in business and also in finances as we fight for what we believe in. Legal matters may need attention, and long pending lawsuits can be settled under this vibration. So if you have a legal situation, you've been waiting for that egg to hatch, guess what? October, that's when it's going to happen. Contracts and legal agreements are going to be part of the month, expected. You may get that letter in the mail for jury duty. Okay, this can happen in October. Cooperation, practicality, and honesty. The number 4, give everybody a square deal and expect a square deal from others. Finances can improve in October if we join with others in an honest and mutual effort to bring about good and tangible results. Now, whereas October, we feel boxed in, November is the number 5. That's the number of freedom. Freedom. So the walls fall down in November, possibly a very explosive month. The 5 is a symbol for freedom and change. So whatever you had planned, expect to change those plans in November. Also, we can expect a clash of wills. A clash of wills. Many things change and surprise us. We have a better chance of meeting someone for a meaningful relationship more than we do in February. February is coming up. I'm going to be talking about compatibility. Valentine's Day is coming up. But I'm telling you now that November is going to be a much, much better month for meeting someone new than February. Also, this is a month, November 2019, for travel, for experimentation, and for change. Experience, change. There may be a separation from things we're familiar with doing, from people or situations in November. This is also a time where opportunities will come to us for change. It's like you're walking down the road, you come to a fork in the road in November, and you have to decide which path am I going to take. This is a great month for publicity, performing, selling, and playing. Your energy should be very high. This is a very good month for those who are seeking someone new in a relationship. It's also a great month for recuperation from an operation. Now, if you're planning an operation for this year, if you know you have to have an operation, the best months for operations are going to be for September, a number 3 month, for quick healing, and also November. Great month for operations, recuperation, okay? The number 3 and the number 5 are numbers of youth, vitality. So if at all possible, plan your operation in number 3 or number 5 month, specifically your number 3 or number 5 day, which would be any of those months. Since the 9 doesn't change anything, those of you planning an operation, the 9th, 18th, or 27th of September or November for this year, okay? There'll be you'll go down in history as a remarkable healing. The doctors will be talking about that remarkable healing, but you'll know, no, I just followed the path so that I can prosper and stay out of harm's way, because God has a path, God has a plan for us, and with the science of numerology, we can discern that plan and follow it. The specific number 5 we'll experience when we add 11 to 21 is 32. This is a number of good news, humor, rewards, and victory. Coming out of the divine triangle, we will experience a very favorable month in November. We can receive good news, okay? Good news. We can also reach the goals which we've been striving for. So don't get frustrated in February or April. Don't feel like when the number 4 energy comes in October, gee, I'm just not going to make it. Press on. press on because we will reach the goals we've been striving for in November. Recognition, honor, pleasures earned from industrial efforts are guaranteed in November. But it's only guaranteed for those who press on, those who stick to the fight, who keep pressing, and do what? Maintain their faith. Faith is the assurance of things unseen. So even though there's no evidence of it, you have to believe it's going to be there. That's how you manifest things. Difficult situations will be overcome in November. Disputes will be settled. Settlements will be made, favorable win-win settlements. Friendships will be helpful in November, and we can rely upon our friends for whatever we need socially or in business. This is a month where our persuasive talents are pronounced. Great for advertising, promoting, sales, either a business or ourselves personally if we meet someone new. Messages that are shared will be effective in counseling or good advice. So this is a good month for prayer and meditation and being receptive. It's a 32. 3 stands for expression and 2 means being receptive, being still and listening for that still inner voice. So what does that mean? We don't want the ego to show up in November. Pride, arrogance will precede the fall. And I'm telling you, this will become very evident. Those who express ego, arrogance, or pride in November will experience a fall. Pride can overturn all the good. Enemies can gain the upper hand. This will delay us in attaining our goals. So yes, it's a very strong and powerful month where God will be expressing victory through us, but don't mistake your source, yourself as the source. This is an opportunity as we express God in the flesh to do just that. Express God. Become aware of our gifts, our talents, our abilities, and let that energy flow through us out into the world. That's what November is going to be about. So it's a month for developing, if you don't already have one, developing a spiritual philosophy based on the awareness that our power as living beings comes from the source and is working through us. Kill the ego, okay? A lot of experiences that we have that are embarrassing and crushing and humiliating that we, don't even want to talk about, they're designed to kill the ego. God has to plow the soil before he can plant the seed. So those of you who are aware of that can expect the best in this month. Those who have that lesson to learn, you'll find out in November. Realize God is working through us. Do not have the mistaken idea of yourself as being the controller. Let's move on now to wrap the year up. December, and we're going to add 12 to 21, and this gives us the number 33. 3 plus 3 is 6. The number 6 is the number of service, teaching, counseling, nurturing. We find out about the number 6 in the story of the Christ, where he turned 6 vats of water into wine. Study that story, tells you about the 6. Okay, his mom told him to do it. So we're going to be close to our parents, or in December, our internalized parent figure will come alive, telling us about right and wrong. It was at a wedding, okay? It was a wedding feast. Great time. Well, we always have a feast in December, right, for Christmas. But this is also a month where many people will be thinking about getting married in December, okay? Before the year is over, let's do this thing. Don't do it, though. Wait for February of next year. Great time for planning the wedding, but don't run off and do that. Changes will be coming, all right? Changes are coming in January of 2020. That may alter your decision about running away, getting eloping in December. Wait until February, all right? So December is a great time to spend Christmas at home with family. Take responsibilities, okay? This is not a time for getting away from it all. Stay at home this month, this Christmas. Excellent month for creative work. And it's a month where we're all going to feel more loving and more secure. The number 33 is called the Master Healer vibration and the Master of Universal Service. Master Healer, Master of Universal Service. That's the type of energy that we can expect, okay? That's your spiritual forecast for December. And what does that mean? It means facing responsibilities, okay? Or it means we will have the ability to respond, depending on how you want to look at that. It's also a time for self-sacrifice. The 33 has been called the Christ vibration because under this energy, we may be called upon to put the needs of others ahead of ourselves, okay? Put others first. Jesus' first miracle was to turn 6 glasses of water into wine. He could have zapped himself a fresh pair of sandals or a new chariot, but the first thing he did was for someone else. So the 33, that's what it's all about, putting others ahead of themselves, ourselves. And if we're all looking out for the other, everyone will be taken care of. This is also a month where compassion for others must be given, but sacrifice for his own sake can be self-defeating. So make sure you're only applying your energy to the most urgent causes, okay? Don't fall for a sad story in December. This is a month where your home or people in the family may need assistance. You may be fixing, mending, repairing, or older people in the family may be seeking a shoulder to cry on. This is a month it may be time to have mom and dad or that relative in need to come stay with you for the Christmas holidays and not to leave. Okay? Accept these responsibilities as this is a time where God will provide the ability to respond. Have a loving heart and have faith and courage in the good service that you are performing, whether it's caring for a relative, volunteering. This is a time of giving of the self to perform service. The energy and strength we need will be available to do this. If we adhere to our principles in the face of all opposition, the law of karma will repay in equal measure. What does this mean? This is a month where our principles can be tested. What you believe in, what you stand for, can be tested in December. Special situations will open our eyes and allow us to see into ourselves and perhaps present a purpose for our existence, a clue. Why are you here? Why are you here? And that's a great segue into next week's program. We touched on a few names tonight. Next week, we're going to be getting into the letters. What do the letters in our name reveal? They reveal our destiny and they answer the question, why are you here? So that completes Universal Energy for 2019. I pray this information will illuminate your path for 2019. If you posted your birthday in the comments, be sure to check back. I will be replying after I sign off. Also, if you have any questions about the message, feel free, message me. Do not be misled. God is real. We are children of the Most High, created in the image by the Word. I'm Craig Wright, and this has been a presentation of Numerology Services, because it's time to know.